Zoom needs to stop with this AI stuff they're trying to push on everybody.
I don't understand half of it anyway.
Is this really you or is this AI?
I'm not sure.
I don't think
Is it
AI could have,
me? Is it
or is
not?
it
Well, listen, if I
memories?
was I would do some changes.
I don't think AI could have hair that cool.
You keep going. Listen, I would change the neck, a little bit of the,
Oh,
make
stop it.
myself younger.
Oh, we're on? Oh, hey, we started. Hi, everybody. We're on.
Hello.
Welcome to the Mark side. We clearly are not AI. We're
We are
just two
not.
goofballs talking dogs. And thanks everybody that's been watching and all that kind of good stuff. Feel free to share, and all that kind of good stuff. And we're like quite a few over 100 followers now on Instagram, which isn't too shabby. So thanks a lot.
Yeah,
People are watching, and I'm not just talking about your ma.
yeah. That's right. And she is watching, so hello.
Hey. Listen, this week we are talking about puppies. And
Yay.
whether you're just getting the puppy for the first time or you've had a few puppies, I imagine they're at the store in the city, in Matthews on Monroe Road, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know.
Thank
I
you.
imagine you get a few people in there that are like, "Oh my God, I just got this puppy. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go blah. I'm gonna go blah. I'm gonna do this. It's a brand new little puppy. It's great."
That's a,
Um, and they use that voice?
they do use that voice. You do it better though.
Oh my God. Tara, I have a puppy. I need to get rid of my puppy. Well, at least they're shopping local, which is nice. So
Absolutely. Shop
what
local. Come
we're
see me,
talking, we're
puppies.
we're talking puppies here, and this can go so many different directions. So we're
Yep.
glad puppies are cute, they're great, but there's some things if you're kind of getting a puppy that if you're bringing in, an older dog or whatever, um, things are a little bit different with puppies. So what's kind of that number one thing that people should know if they're bringing a puppy into their home?
A puppy is a baby, and just like a baby, you have to watch them. They are insanely full of energy. They're going to torture your old dog for the first moment. You're going to get no sleep. You're going to have to do things every couple hours. It's a year long, no sleep, tired, crazy, fun, frustrating, good old time.
But bringing a puppy in those first couple of weeks, that really is kind of they're learning, they're young, they really are like a baby just trying to figure
It's
things
just a
out. And
baby.
to me, the big thing is they don't know. They're young, they
They
don't
don't.
know. So that's a good chance for you to kind of, okay, set a routine. Here's how we're gonna do it. And just from what I know, kind of trying to stick to that, even as hard and as frustrating as it may be, it's kind of like almost everything we talk about here. A little bit really goes a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's patience. If you could just say that mantra, I must have patience. I must have patience. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then
So
set yourself up for success. So that's kind of what I try to do is just put it all in perspective and set yourself up for success for the puppy.
now I was just thinking about this because we mentioned this briefly as we were kind of getting ready to chat with you all here. Puppies, what do you think about puppies? Is there too young for a puppy? Is there too young of an age for a puppy to kind of get some help if you need some help, like with a trainer, like our friend Rick or something like that? Are puppies too young? I guess it kind of depends, doesn't it?
Generally speaking, you want to make sure your dog is up to date on shots. It's really about, you don't want them to be the ability for them to pick up something bad. So
Right.
after that part, I would say they're ready to go. There are a couple things you can do while they're in your home before you actually sign them up for class, you start to train. But in general, I would say after they have all their shots, they're ready to go meet the world and do some things and get socialized and all that fun stuff.
So that's some good stuff. So, there's so many things that people, and I was kind of having fun. And if you actually sound like this, I am so sorry. But somebody comes in and they want to, when you first bring that puppy home, it may not be the time to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff because, well, it's a puppy and it's going to tear some stuff up.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's things you probably want to do before the puppy comes in. You want to make sure you have, the food. Make sure it's a good quality, wholesome food. Oh, of course, you're going to need something to put the food in, which would be bowls. And we talked about the bowl situation. There's actually bad bowls and good bowls out there. We strongly recommend stainless steel bowls. It doesn't rust. It doesn't allow bacteria to gather into little crevices you don't even know that's there, and it's easily cleaned. Whereas plastic bowls, they get a scratch, they could actually, grow all that beautiful bacteria, and that could make them sick. Even ceramic bowls as well, unless you're a clean freak, where you're going to be, every time they take a lick, you're going to be cleaning that bowl out. Stainless steel's the way to go. So that's a suggestion. Start out with stainless steel bowls and keep that going. Um,
We've had George on a stainless steel. I did not know that, but that does make sense. We've had George on a
yeah,
stainless steel bowl, and every Monday the bowl gets washed, and all that kind of stuff. I was just thinking though, don't we like people eat like off of ceramic stuff all the time? I guess we put it
we
in the washing machine, I guess, in the
yeah,
dishwasher, I
put it
guess,
in the
but still.
dishwasher and just kind of go for it, and you clean it, and you see what. Are you thinking about your dishes?
No, I was trying to think like maybe I could, talk the family into, hey, we should have stainless steel plates. Just saying.
That could be interesting.
Let's pretend like we're camping. I'm not that big of a camper. Anyway, so that's a good one to think about the bowl, and that's probably
Yeah,
one of those first kind of things to get. A good stainless steel bowl. I know, like for depending on what you have. Here's one though. Do you go for kind of the rubber grippy bottom or something, or do you place it on something that's grippy so it doesn't slide? Or are you a fan, maybe not when they're a puppy, but maybe when they get a little older, of the elevated bowls? What's your take on that? Are we doing for the grip? Are we going for the elevated? What do we do?
I kind of think of both. I mean, if it's a puppy and it's small, you wouldn't want an elevated bowl. It'd be hard to reach for them to
Yeah.
eat. But as they grow, for their posture and for good back health, you can certainly get an elevated bowl. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's actually better for their necks and that as well.
Yeah, that was like Pavlov's dog. Did you see that when you said
Like I
posture? I
said,
instantly
stand up straight.
it's ingrained into me.
That's it.
Um, so that's some good stuff to think. Okay, so the other thing that people don't want to get, and I've seen people get puppies and they go and they get the bed and all this kind of stuff, and then a couple of days later, that thing is in shreds.
Right.
So getting a puppy, what's the plan? Because you want them to be comfy and feel safe and kind
Sure.
of a relaxing place, but you also know they're a puppy and they're going to tear stuff up.
Right. So what I would say too is before you get the puppy, get the crate. Get the crate that of the appropriate size of the dog that he's or she is going to be when they're full grown, with a divider that grows with the puppy. Because you don't want to get a crate that's too big, because they will learn to use the extra room maybe as a place to go tinkle or poopy. And you don't want to do that. This is a place of safety. It is never to be used as punishment. This is their home, and this is their place, their safe place. So I say it often, it's not a punishment place. This is their home. This is their safe spot. They will cry 99% of the time the first couple of days. It's something you just have to get used to. Again, you're going to have to. I know we just talked about a bed. I wouldn't do a bed only because what you just said, probably at some point it's going to be ripped up and they are very expensive. I would do maybe some
Oh,
something
blanket
soft
kind
of
of thing. Yeah,
yours, or a
a little
blanket, or
blanket kind of
something
thing.
that you
Yeah,
can, yeah, that you can wash and you can kind of
yeah,
keep your eye on. But
yeah.
other than that, I mean, yeah, the
Get
bed
rid of a
is
couple of those old T-shirts you don't wear anymore or whatever, and kind
something that
of
smells like you actually is
yeah,
really calming,
yeah, yeah.
and that too. But yep, yep, I'm big fan of beds. I have them all over my house. They're not chewing anything up anymore, so they're,
We've been pretty lucky with George. He choose like toys and stuff he'll go for, but he's never gone for shoes or really anything like that. So
Yeah.
we've been pretty lucky with him. But he will chew up some those toys that we get at like Subaru.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, he loves destroying those things. The
Yeah.
guts go everywhere. But the toys,
Yeah.
like, okay, I will say this. I finally figured out and speaking of t-shirts, the last toy I got over there at Pet in the City was a bunch of t-shirts all put together with all these different
Yeah.
layers and
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I finally figured out if I put it up on like his little pillow thing, he can't just flip it over so easy. So he's got
See, that's
it's
great.
oh my gosh, it is so funny because he'll get in there. When I first did it, and he was like, I can't flip it over. And that if your dog is emotive like my dog, and just that sigh of just that frustration, just the "Ugh," that I hear him do, and I'm like, oh, I know he's thinking. I know that's
Yeah.
good. He's
That's a
thinking and
great
just
toy.
seeing that mind work and stuff like that. So
Right.
that's pretty good. Okay, so we talked about beds, we talked about bowls.
Right.
Food,
But
food. You mentioned food real briefly here. Anything
yeah.
else about the food? The puppy food's a little bit different than when they get older.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get a good food, sometimes it doesn't have to say the word puppy on it. A lot of foods are made for all life stages because it's supposed to be clean. The protein content's supposed to be high. It's supposed to be easily digestible. So there are things that I can help you with, or you can look at on a bag that would make you feel comfortable to use. And you can start them off with, if you need to do kibble, that's fine. And if you want them to start off on raw straight away, we can talk about that too. But everything should be looked at just like you look at your own food, or we should be. Um, Looking at the ingredients, make sure the protein levels are adequate for the size of your dog or puppy or what they're supposed to be. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's so many food options.
Okay, bowls, food, bed. What else we got for
You
our
also said,
puppies?
well, you also said toys, and I do agree.
Oh yeah,
Don't go out and get 7,000 toys. You need toys with a purpose. Everything this puppy have should be with a purpose. So maybe you have a sleep toy when he goes to bed at night. Or maybe you have a chew toy from when you need to have a minute's peace. But everything should be rotated and taken away so that the dog doesn't become bored, just like a child. 20 toys, they look at all the toys and they're bored. They don't know what to do first. Everything should have a purpose. So everything's always exciting when they get it. That makes sense?
and I
You
will
should
just
have
say,
a toy. Like you should have a toy that you play with. Maybe it's a weekend toy, maybe it's during the day toy where you switch it out. You just switch it out.
and when you're switching out the toys, what I was going to say was don't put them somewhere you think that the dog's like. If you put it on the top of your fridge, if your dog's like mine, he'll figure it out, and it'll take you a couple days to go. Why are you
Agreed.
looking at the fridge so much? So I've had to get kind of stealthy when we're kind of switching out the toys with Georgie because he will be like, and he'll sit there and he'll be like, I'm gonna climb that shelf or I'm gonna look at it.
All right.
So something like that. So that's kind of fun. But the Subaru toys we get them don't last long. But that's when we've come back from a trip or a long thing, or if he's kind of feeling a little whatever, it just snaps him right out, and he knows that it's like, okay, I'm going to destroy this, and it's going to be fun. So that's kind of a
Right.
you didn't mention that's kind of a treat toy. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, we're
Yeah.
just going to do this, or if I'm just whatever. So one of those
Yeah.
kind of things. So toys are important, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, the overall thing with the puppies is just that patience, isn't it?
It is about patience.
What's the best?
Patience.
What's the best puppy?
Oh, you gotta start a whole thing.
I know. What's the best
Let's
puppy?
see. Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you, in picking a puppy, you shouldn't pick the most rambunctious, and you shouldn't pick the quietest one either. You should go right in the middle. That's the best way to pick a puppy.
You're Goldilocks in it.
I know. You know, I like a lot of breeds, so I like a good Pomeranian.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have a Chihuahua that I happenstance on. Would I ever pick the Pomeranian? I mean, a Chihuahua? Probably not. But now that I have him,
Yeah.
I love him. I love the breed. So yeah, I don't really know.
That's good stuff. Now I was
They,
putting you on
yeah,
the spot there again.
I
I
know
was
you
putting you
were.
on the
Yeah,
spot.
you did. It's all right.
That was good. Oh, speaking of that, the twin, did you get any reaction from our random questions one we shared?
Not yet.
No?
I'm
Okay.
waiting.
Maybe your mom hasn't seen that one because man, what you said about your mom on that one, I kid. I kid.
That's
The
funny.
tease on that one was pretty good. The tease on
I
that one
do like that one too.
was pretty good. Anytime you can do any kind of stealing audio of Will Ferrell and put it in your promo, it was pretty good.
That's yeah, yeah, very good.
Listen, we have our friends over there at where that we have our dogs of the week and some kind of
Yeah.
different this time. What are we talking about here with our dogs of the week?
So this week is different. We have three puppies coming from Elsa's Pride that were rescued from Union County. They were they were ready to be put down. They had parvo. And so they came in and swooped them up and got treatment. And I think it was yesterday, they're on their way to a foster home, doing really well. Their names are Quincy, Queenie, and Quest. So they
Well,
are,
you can see the picture there now. I'm just gonna well, for the first time we actually have video of them going to their foster. So keep telling me
yeah.
more, and we're gonna roll that video while you're telling us more.
No, I mean, so they made it through the treatment, which is amazing. They're 8 weeks old. They're doing great. It's a girl and two boys, and they are looking for their forever homes. That's why I thought maybe we should talk about puppies a little bit and give these guys
Oh
a
my gosh,
nice home because
look at
they
them.
they were,
Those are some great looking puppies there. Look at them.
yes, very happy, very lucky, and Elsa's Pride did them well.
Well, that's pretty good. I know
So
you're a big
yeah,
fan of Elsa's Pride too.
yeah, I am. I
Good
am.
stuff
So
right there.
yeah,
So if somebody wants to find out more, contact Elsa's Pride, right?
please do. Yes. And if you need any more information, you could always contact me.
And thanks for following on Facebook. Thanks to Elsa's Pride, because that's not easy bringing the dogs in and kind of getting them straight there at the parvo. So that's a big thing right there. Adopt, don't shop, everybody. Don't shop, everybody. That was the Bark Side.
Bye.